Hi YouTube, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so excuse me. Right, this is for a good friend that's waited a long time as well for this. He wants me to build him a wallet. It was for Father's Day present, so it's going to be belated. As you all know, I've just been extremely chocker. I've got a shelf up there and just completely rammed of orders. Order book rammed. You all know I'm extremely busy, and you know I struggle sometimes to fit all this in. I'm doing my best. Anyway, so this is what we're going to build. I'm going to hopefully bring you through all this. What I'm just doing now is I'm just working out some dimensions on some card. Obviously this is not to size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it 95mm wide by 9 inches. When it's folded it'll probably be 8.5, 9 inches long. That should give me a good sized wallet, not oversized, not too small. Obviously you don't want the wallet to be too small. If it's a real minimalist type of wallet, which I love to make, and I do make a lot of, then it doesn't matter so much. But this particular customer wants, I've got to put him in a plastic thing as well, which I haven't done before, for his to put a picture in, or maybe his card for the bus. I'm not sure. I've finally saw some stuff for that, which is over there somewhere. Oh, it's a mess at the minute. He wants 2 slots for his notes, for £20 notes. I asked him about 50, he says 20 should be fine. Press stud fastening on current wallet, other options if possible. I think we'll probably have to go with press stud. I don't think a Sam Brown's suitable for wallets. It'd dig into your bum. If he, you know, use it in his back pocket. If it's front pocket, then it'd be a great option. The magnetic ones are also great, but I don't think it gives enough retention. Okay, and he wants 4 or 5. I can just know through building these, you know, over the years, that 5 slots is pushing it. If you want a sort of compact wallet, if you want a big biker type, then 5, 6, 7, it's not a problem. But for a normal average size wallet, 5 is pushing it really, and 4 is perfect. Okay, so that's about it. Obviously I'm going to use premium veg tan, soft as supple as possible. I've got him some great leathering for this, and yeah, we'll go from there. So first of all, that'll be the outside piece, which I'll cut out. Excuse me if my head gets in the way. The lighting is not great in here. That's one thing I do miss about my workshop when I had that down there. The actual natural daylight was fantastic. .95 9-inch. Okay. Now, so that'll be roughly the size of the wallet, which is great. Okay, obviously it shortens a little bit. You got to make them a little bit shorter, you know, for the folks. I've only supposed to really open to about there. They don't open out fully, so when you open them, you know, your banknote slot at the back will open a little bit. Okay, so we'll have to have a look at then. He wants 2 slots for notes, so it's going to need a divider in there. We're going to have 1 divider, and then the front piece will give me second divide. Okay, and then we'll have his card slots and then 5 slots. Okay, so we're going to need a divider in there, so we need to duplicate this but a little bit smaller. If we go about 5mm, and then if we make the next one down, the divider there, like that, I think. I might change these yet. Okay. So we'll need the divider and then the front piece. Okay, so I need to cut out another piece that's the same size but just take 5mm off. We could use this as a rough template. We'll double check again in a minute. I'll just check those now. We want 9 inch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and 90mm down. Never understood with some of these squares why they don't take that into account properly, but there we are. Just give it a rough line. Maybe come back in, measure the 90, or is it 95? 95 maybe. 95, yeah. $95. Okay. Okay, we'll cut that out and then take 5mm off it. Double check it. Okay. Okay. Need to just take 5mm off this now. As you can tell, I love my rulers. I've got them all over the place. I just find some easier to read than others. And when you've got like the really, like on this one, you've got the real fine graduations, sometimes it's hard to see. It's great if you want to be looking for that, but just for 5mm I find this has got the little graduations, but the 5's a lot more prominent. Okay. 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 This will give us our dividing piece. Like that. What I might have to do actually, sometimes you have to make these little pieces a little bit longer. Well, it'll be all shorter, obviously, as you can see when you fold it over. But what we'll do is we'll just make sure when they're sewn, they're like that. This is, we'll come to tinkering with stuff like that when we come to do the leather. We'll make this one a little tiny bit shorter, so that when it opens up, it'll push out a little bit. But it's okay for now. It's giving me a rough idea, but we'll tinker a lot more when we come to go with the leather. Okay, I ain't built one for a while, so. Okay. Yeah, that'll have to be shorter, that one. Right, so there's our second graduation, and then when we come to put our next piece down, the other blocked piece, it'll give us our, there's our first. Then when we come to put this piece in, excuse me, you'll have your second, so that'll be his two, excuse me, two note slots as requested. So next piece, I could have done it just so that I've sewn a piece on and then putting two little pockets inside, but it's better to open them both up like that separate, because I'll sew it a certain way, gives it more strength. Okay, so the next we'll have another section here, and that piece on the front there, another section for his display panel. And then we've got to look at sorting out these card slots. They'll have to be sewn in more like that. The piece will go in, and it'll have to be sewn inside, sewn inside, sewn inside. But we'll figure that out, or I will. Okay, I'm going to turn you off for a little minute, and okay, I'll bye for now, Lee. Oh, YouTube. Let's just move this up. Right, I've just cut out a long strip, as you can see. 9" wasn't it? So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut this out to start us off. Obviously, when you're doing a wallet, the better you can make this square, what I've found is that the easier the assembly. If these pieces are not square, it can become a bit of a nightmare. you know, stuff will start twisting up, and sometimes, to be honest, cutting these thinner leathers, these cutters are great. Okay, there's always one little bit, isn't there? Okay. So let me OCD's kicking in. Corner looks out now. Let's try again. That's better. Okay. Right, we want 9 inches from here, which is there. Inch, so there. So there'll be the back panel. Okay. I think we'll go again with this one. Okay. Okay. Next piece is okay. Next piece is the divider. We're going to go a little bit smaller, thinner leather for that. This is super supple. I don't know whether to use this for the divider or whether to use this for the card holding ones, to be honest. It's lovely, it'd be great for that purpose, but there's not much in it, to be honest. No, we'll stick with the... No. There should be enough there if I use my head to do both, I think. Just have a quick check or something. We might just get away with this. Okay. See what that is. There we are. I'll probably give this a clean actually with some alcohol. Right. I'm going to bring you back while I decide which leather. Okay, I did decide to go with that. I'm just cutting the last piece. I just had to just think, and sometimes I just can't do that when the camera's running. I don't know why. I sort of go blank. It's strange, but it's like I just can't think. It's really strange. Even when it goes off for the next 10 minutes, I'm the same. It's real weird. Okay. Right. All I've done is cut that floppy piece out. Right, the more supple piece. Okay, so what we have is two outside pieces that are going to need trimming, so that they're really the same. They're also going to need trimming so that they're smaller as well in the inside. And then we'll have this piece that goes like that. Okay, so that's what we'll have at the minute. Right, and the next piece I think I'm going to do out of the more supple ones. It'll look lovely when it's dyed, it'll have a lot more character. I've got to do some initials and carve a rose on this as well, so we'll have that there. And we'll have that piece in the middle is cut shorter as well. You know, so it sits down below like I said. No retention tab, which is great. And we've got to figure these out now. Okay, but before all that I'm going to just trim all these, and then I'll bring you back, and these will all need trimming so they're exactly the same size. Well, they've got to be a little bit shorter than the outside. I'm going to put a little groove down here in a minute as well, just to help supple it up a little bit. It's nice and supple anyway. It's 1.5 mm this veg tan. Right. So obviously these will stick out like that if we don't shorten them. If we shorten that section, what will happen and all then is when he comes to open it, that will open up at the back. So I've got to figure out now how much shorter these have got to be. And normally what I'll do is, it's probably a better way to do this, but I'll normally just lay it on, eyeball it, so that they're equal, fold it up, just roughly see how much is hanging out. See? We've got there about 5 mm something. Yep, just under. Probably go a little bit less than that at first just to see. So if I take 3 mm off this, we'll have a little look. Actually, if I do it on the firmer piece, Looks like I've already chosen. That would have been nicer on the outside, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. It's got some nice grain in it. I'll keep this one for the outside. Yeah. Just going to take my cobbler's hammer. And just set this a little bit better. Not a lot. Sounds a lot, but I'm not hitting that very hard at all. Okay, just set that crease in just that little bit better, look. Okay. Okay. This will be the inside. What did we say? 3mm, didn't we? So if we go 3mm in. Go 3mm. Mark that. A little look, make sure it looks right, because things can move. Okay. Take our right angled ruler, which gives you nice right angled cuts if you use the face. You know, I love this ruler. It saves you, you know. Which, have a little look at that now. So it's just slightly smaller. When we close it, it's still sticking out. A little bit more. Take a couple more mil. This should do it now. Okay. I like to do it with the scratch awl. It puts a little groove and it helps the blade, I find, ride along it better than pencil. It sort of forms like a little channel and it helps the stand lead just to rest in it. Sometimes if I want to do really accurate cuts as well, rather than do it in one go, I'll do lots of little passes like this, and I find with the thinner leather that just gives me a neater cut for some reason, rather than straight down all in one way. What I find, if you do that sometimes, you can tend to waver a little bit off as you come to the end, as you're pulling, you tend to do this by, you know. Right, we're now still only a very small amount smaller. It's not a lot either side, as you can see. Equal them out. Let's have a look when it's closed. See where we're at. Still think it's going to need a little bit more bloody Nora. Okay. As you can see now, you'll start to see what it working. See how it's opening? But it still needs a bit more. We've got a couple more mil. Little and often's the key. Try 1.5, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. Gotcha. Perfect. As you can see on the end now, we're right. On there it's not wrinkling up because this is too long. And what will happen is when you come to sew these bits, if you haven't got this dimension right here, it'll tend to ripple there a little. As you close it, this will, you know, because it's a bit too long, and it'll tend to bulge out a little bit there. That's what we've got either side. Nice. Happy with that. That's great. Okay. When we open it now, that's great. Perfect. Okay. So what we need to do now is make sure that this one is the same size as that one. So we'll put the end up. It's important we get this bit right here. I could measure and do it that way. I find using the actual piece of leather sometimes is a little bit better than the measuring. Okay, I think that's about the best we're going to get it. Use a nice fine pen. I'm going to check the measurement on this. It's lovely inside to this. It's like a suede inside. See it? Lovely. There's here nothing. On this one it's like a suede inside. It's lovely. Very smooth. Okay. Right, we have 21 and a hair. 21 and a hair. Okay, we'll go on the inside of this black line. I mean, there'll be a little bit when I come to probably when I assemble the wallet. I'll probably make a few very thin cuts anyway, just to even stuff out, so there's a little bit of leeway, but not a lot. For this thinner stuff, I do tend to favour these wheels, particularly for the suppler stuff. Okay, that'll be the earring doors coming back, so I'll go and find out what's going on, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so that's where we're at. Whoop. That's where I'd like to be next. We've done all the three on the back. I'm just sorting out roughly where these cards will go. Ideally, I'd like to have put 3 that have been spaced out a lot better, but he wanted 4 or 5, so obviously I've took the smaller number. 3 would work better with this wallet, but I can get 4 on. If it was too much of a push, then you know what, it was affecting the wallet in any way, I just wouldn't do it. But I can get the 4 on, and it is going to work. It'd work a lot better with 3, but it is what it is, and you know, I always try and do the best for what's asked. 5, no way. It'd be too. It just not going to work. 4, I can get them on. 3 would have been better, but okay. So the next part now is we'll need to cut out. We'll take the biggest one of these cards, and we need to cut out, which is that one. We need to cut out 4 of these, I think. Yeah, 4 of that size. So I'll cut those out and we'll look at how we're going to get them on, okay? Okay. Just cutting the last one out. I just wanted to show you a little bit of this process so you don't think I've got a, you know, I'm some kind of magician that's, or you know, got a big clicker press and I'm just clicking these out or something. Love you, son! Okay, love. Okay. Okay. Oh. Have I got too many out? Two, three, 4. Okay. That must have just been what come off. Alright. Spare little bits. Okay. Okay, so what we have now is Okay, so we've got 4 for the one of these. I've done slightly a little bit bigger for the bottom. Okay, we have our 4 of these. That will be going there. And we've got to sort the plastic out and this bit for here. Okay, and then bit away then. We'll start, I'll bring you back in a second, we'll start marking the lines on this and stuff, and look at, you know, we've got to dye this. I've got to carve his initials in on this, kind of a posh font I think, or I might stamp them, I don't know yet. And yeah, we'll thin these, skive these bottom ends down as well I think. We'll be away then. This wallet will last him a lifetime. Okay. scalpel for this. The reason why I've put the, gives you nice rounded corners inside. Scalpel needs the blade change. It has a lot of use, mind you. I might have to do this one again, I'm not happy with that. It's not too bad, mind you. We'll see when I've finished. This is where having a sharp blade really helps. Blade's no good, needs shot. It's okay actually. By the time I've gone round it with the let me see. This is where you need your edge bevelers to be very, very sharp. If they're not, it's just not going to do this. It's not going to be very neat at all. Luckily I sharpened these the other day. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, by the time I burnish inside, yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so we've done our card section. As you can see, it's all nice. We're going to do the inside too. Just to really give it that nice rounded look, neaten everything up. This is a number 1 edge beveler, obviously. Thin leather, you won't want to be using a number 3, number 4, definitely not a number 5. What would happen is the edges would turn terminate into a point, and it wouldn't burnish very good at all. Okay, that's nice. That'll look lovely when it's all had a little burnish. Corner's going to be a little bit of a bugger. Okay. Nice. There we go. Nice with the rounded corners. Okay, so I've picked up some proper stuff for this for him. I'll bring you back in a second. I'm just going to clear this desk up. Hi guys, I'm just trying to find a tool. I'm not sure where it's bloody gone. Ah, I've just literally put his initials in that was requested, and I'm just finishing this little bit off here now. Just adds a nice little touch, I think. Don't see it done that often, and I think it just adds a nice little touch just to separate those letters. Bit fancier, he wanted a little bit more fancier letters, so that's what I've done him. I think it looks lovely. I've now just been on the phone to, these were stamps, these. I was going to carve. I've had a look at some of my lettering that I've got that I could have traced on and then carved in. To be honest, for what he wants with these were perfect. If I thought they weren't, I'd have just carved them in. But for what for the rows, I've just sent him a fair few things, and we've figured out on the rows, it's 2 inch, that we're going to add to the back that he wants carving in. I'd always get nervous with these initials. I did write them down. That, you know, I've put the right ones on, and hopefully that's what it is, Pierce. So I hope so now. Okay, I had another little tool come. I haven't bought no leather tools for quite a while. I just don't need them, but I saw these and it was a bloody great bargain. I absolutely love and adore. I mean, it's nowhere near as nice as my leather one, but my Alstom, I love this thing. And I was going to get all 3 sizes of them. You get that one, a bigger one and a much bigger one, and I wanted the hammer version. But I came across these on eBay, and it weren't a lot. I think it was a tenner or something like that. And it's aluminium, but I've just been having a little go, and I think for some of the finer stuff that I do, in weight, I'd say there's not that much in it. If anything, I'd say this is a little bit heavier, maybe, or they might be virtually the same. It's hard to tell. There's not much in it, I know. I might stick them on the scales, but very comfortable, and I'm happy for the money. I'm happy, and I think they do a bigger and a lighter version. Oh, come on. A bigger version and a lighter version of this, so I might pick up a couple more at that price. Yeah, so it's another little addition, and just for doing quick taps and stuff like that, it would be great. It's been quite mad here, as you can probably hear. I've had bad flu. Not a cold, real flu, joints aching and all that kind of man flu, and I'm still getting over it, but you know, needs must. I've had to get back in at it today, and the customer for this, Graham, mate, you know, he's been very patient, and I just want to get this done for him. It's going to be quite complicated, this, but okay, so where we're at is 2, 2 seconds. I might as well leave that on for a minute. There's the... I was cutting that out if I remember right. That should be oversized. Is it? Yeah, I was going to cut this out just a little bit oversized. And then trim it with the scalpel. I'll need to change the blade to size, and actually I could have utilised that sticky just to stick on the back and it would have kept it in shape. I have got some more of this somewhere, so I might do that. I might as well use it if it's there and just peel it off and find wherever I'll put it. I'll probably do that actually, and at least I'll get some of this and some of that sticky just to keep it in place while I sew it in. So yeah, so where we're at, these are the parts that I'm going to start working on. You've got all your card holders, they're all going to need their lines putting on and stuff like that. All this has got to be dyed antique as well, so but I wanted to get that in for him, and I'll probably start now doing the carving on the back for him. We'll get that out the way, and then we can start assembling and doing these lines. So I'll bring you back in a minute. I'm just starting, actually I'll bring you for this. I'm just starting to put some decorative lines on his credit card or bank card pieces with the wing dividers, which I tend to use a lot for this type of stuff rather than the edge groove, stitch groove, sorry. There's no need to take the leather out really for that kind of decorative. There's not going to be no stitches there. The little piece is just a little bit bigger than the bottom piece. We want, that'll be just inside. It can have one, it doesn't really need it, not many people will see it, but I'll pop it in anyway. What it does need doing is edge beveling. Okay, so we take our number, this is quite thin, we take our number 1 and we'll leave just a little bit off the edges. Take that bit of a pen mark off too while we're at it. I've recently sharpened these so they're working like a dream, which is great. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go all across for this. Sorry guys, I didn't even check whether we was in frame then. All these do work much better when when they're sharp. They're not the nicest things to use when they're blunt. I see a lot of leather smiths on YouTube, and that sound, that as they're cutting it, oh, I just know how much they're forcing the tool, and there's just no need. Right, okay. You will have the back if we just leave. Okay. Not going all the way to the edge because obviously I want to glue that little bit down. We'll burnish all these as well. We'll get some black edge dye on those. Okay. I have come back to smoking, which is unfortunate. I'm not smoking as much as I used to. I have tried with the puffers. I tell you, it didn't save me any money going on them, I know that. It's bloody just as expensive. Okay, so that's our middle. This one will need 1, 2. My wing dividers. These will go, yeah, so I'll make sure I don't go 2. Okay, same for this one. I can go all the way across for that one, but not in the inside. Okay, right, so we've got the outside, the inside, could do it like that, and then like that, maybe. No, I think we'll do it, whoops. Okay, okay, looks kind of nice. I won't need to do in there because that will be there. These will be going up the edge. Which one's the biggest? That one, I'm sure it is. Yep, so that's the last one. These will be here when I work out where they're going to go. Like this. I know we need to make them thinner on the bottoms. Sorry guys. Oh, what's the matter with these? What have I done? Okay. Okay. I'm not quite sure what's happened here. I'm thinking. Okay, I'll bring you back in a minute. I'm going to try and change this camera angle, I think. I'm going to have to leave it there, guys. If I keep messing, the camera keeps going. But that's pretty... I'm going to do a little bit. I'd like to be able to zoom it in a little bit more, but every time I touch the bloody thing, it ruins it. Okay. Have to excuse my hands. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start... Now this is different tracing paper than I normally use. I've got a big roll that I use, and I just can't, if I'm honest, I can't be bothered to go and get the big roll out and cut some out. This is still the same tracing film, it's just not as good of a quality. The other one I can use repeatable times, but I'll probably only do this the once, so it should be fine. If not, once I've had a little go, if not, I will get it out and I'll change it. But right, what I need to do now is start to draw this onto here. I don't normally copy everything exactly. Well, I do within reason, but I'll try and add my own little flares to it too if I think it might look a little bit better, you know, than the drawing. Like some of that's not exactly the same. I've added my own little sort of flicks and stuff into it. To be honest, I probably could have just drawn this, you know, just drawn it, but anyway, hope you can see this, what I'm doing. It's much better up there, I think that's great. Just to add these green little bits, but be honest, it's not the greatest image in the world, this, as a rose. You know, there's not a great amount of detail for me to use, if I'm honest, for the carving side. But you know, it's a bit blurred, and you know, it would have been better if it was more of an image than a painting. Can't really see a lot of detail in it at all, really. This is me just adding my own little flecks and just looking at it and adding my own little bits to it, really. Okay, probably undercut these bits and so that they'll fold round when I come to carve it. Okay, that should do it, I think. I'll show you in a minute how it looks. Just having a little look how my drawing looks. And oh, you can see it. Okay, see what I've done there? Added my own little. It should look quite nice, this. What I normally do as well is get a couple of images up of roses on the iPad, which is down there, and you know, just take something, you know, if there's something in the middle, or you know, dots or whatever from a picture of a rose, I'll try and add that in too. But for now, for the simple rose, I think that's great. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. See? Okay, I'll bring it back. Okay, so what I'm doing here now is it's just a black version of this one. It's exactly the same. I just printed that one out in colour to save the ink on my printer. So what I'm doing here is I drawed another one out, a bit different of my own sort of thing. I'll just draw, see how that looked. And what I'm doing here now is, if it'll stay, I'm adding some embellishment myself, like these little fine lines and stuff, and I'm doing it upside down here a bit, so you'll have to now I want to undercut them, maybe add some fine lines. It's going to be hard for me to do this without maybe something like this, just to make it a little bit more special. I don't even know if I've gone out of frame now. When I come to carve it out, I might not even add this, but it's nice to have, you know, just so I can sort of see what it would be like if I did do it. I think that just adds another little dimension and just makes it a little bit more intricate. Okay, it's kind of nice that now. See, it does make it look a little bit more than that. You see? How am I going here? There we are. That's like my interpretation of my version of this. So it's my own as well, and you know all how I feel about doing stuff my own, so it's my own, so it's not an out and out copy, it's my stamp on it. Now I'm either going to put little dots in the middle, some stippling, or I might, I was having a look at maybe doing a bit of crosshatch in the middle, which I thought looked kind of nice too. But I've not quite made up my mind yet. I kind of like the stippling. This is a bit more plainer with no lines and stuff. This is a lot more intricate, and I'm not sure yet. Well, we'll see when we've just carved the outline. Anyway, so I've got that sorted, and I think I'm going to be using that one. I think. What we're going to do now is, I'll have to get my piece of marble up